Hello, YouTube, TeamAon.com, wherever you may be watching this. This is Odogoo with Team Aonn. It is only a few days away, guys. Lucifer Season 5B is dropping, but before we all jump back into it, I want to talk about some theories and predictions. Now, usually we do top 5, but since it's Lucifer, I'm going to give you guys a top 6 because I like you a lot. Now, before I do, spoiler alert. Huge spoiler alert. Because some of the stuff I'm going to be talking about is behind the scenes stuff, slash leaks, slash screener stuff. So please go into this that some of the information is based on stuff that has pretty much either been leaked or confirmed. Others are just theories, some with very little proof. That's why they're theory slash predictions. And I'm going to give, how likely it is, based on the little I know of each one coming to fruition. Now, I'm going to talk about the one that I'm going to give it 1%. Straight out the gate, number 6, I'm giving it a 1% because this is highly unlikely. That being said, I'm putting it on here because it's something I'd like to see, and hear me out as to why. Now, in the trailer, we see presumably Maze in this hellish, queenish outfit that we have no context for, mind you. And my prediction here, and I said it in my trailer review, is that Lilith is coming back. She's going to be young, and she is the new queen of hell. Like I said, I'm giving it a 1% likelihood, but it's something I honestly like to see come full circle, where, yes, obviously she died. That has been established in Season 5A. She died. Doubt she would get into heaven. She possibly still has a soul. That is a very murky water. It's why I'm not touching on if or does Maze or Maze doesn't get a soul. I'm not touching that. But the question is, let's say Lilith did have a soul. She most likely would go to hell. And I like the idea of her finally being reunited with her children, even though she rejected them, even though they did a very good job of having us quickly understand why. Now, this next one, I thought about this one. It's one that I haven't seen. Now, mind you, others may have said this. If they have, feel free, if you're feeling this, put it in the comments. But this is a theory that I've had for a while now. It's something that, it's an answer to a question that we have not gotten, and that is how Eve even managed in Season 4 to get onto Earth. Because it's been established that only Celestials can travel across the planes. But she, quote-unquote, found a way. So my theory here, and hear me out on this, Michael is behind Eve finding her way, or showing her getting to Earth in Season 4. Now, the reason why I say this is Michael has tried to plot and scheme and pinprick Lucifer to be his worst, according to even himself, unless it's a lie, throughout time. And in that spot, Lucifer was a very broken and vulnerable little devil. Given the whole rejection from Chloe and plot to send him back to hell, it was the perfect opportunity to tempt him. And it's debatable of how close of an eye Michael does keep on Lucifer, but if she did actually find her way there, I'm saying Michael's behind it, because no other Celestial that I can think of besides, his dad would possibly have any motivation of helping any mortal back to the earthly plane. I mean, Lucifer had one to bring Abel back, but it's very, very strange that she showed up. There is not any answer as of yet. And while I still think that this would be unlikely, I'm going to give this one, I want to say anywhere between a 10 and a 25 chance of happening, simply because it would help build even more so that Michael is the mastermind to Lucifer's self-destruction. And it would also fill in that little hole that they like to do further down the line, because they do long-term planning, much like Michael. So we put in that Michael is behind Eve at number 5. Now, from here, we get into a lot of stuff that was leaked. These first two, it's, completely stuff that I came up with very little to go on and what I kind of wanted. These others actually have outside stuff besides, the trailer playing for them. So, next one, and this would be in season 6, and that is Decker Star Baby. Now, there have been hints of this. There was that, there's that cute behind the scene one of Tom cuddling a baby, and it's so cute, and it's obviously not Charlie. But that one has nothing to do with this. But I mean, I want you to imagine that is Lucifer, and he is being all daddy-like with the baby. Okay, we're in the mood now. So at number 4, Decker Star Baby, and here's why. And this is the only reason I say here's why. There has been some backstage photo where people are saying that Chloe looks pregnant. Now, I have seen the picture. I do not see how she looks pregnant, but I mean, some mothers don't really show, but in a TV show you do want to actually show. But I think it is possible, even though Lucifer has profoundly said, through multiple times, he doesn't want children, birth control, all of that. But then you have in the trailer him practicing for dad jokes. So it's possible, now that he is in a relationship with Chloe the way that he is, that it could lead up to him being open and them having a child, because it has been established through Amenadiel and Linda that Celestials can have babies with humans in certain circumstances. So I'm gonna put this one at about 30 to 40% chance likely, because we're going up with how much things are likely to actually be happening. It's way higher than Michael being behind Eve, but not as high as the others. So that's a good waypoint. Now, number Number 3. I was iffy between if I wanted to put this one at a lower rate than the other one, but honestly, 2 and 3 are interchangeable. Number 3, now this is going to be in season 6 is my prediction, and that is Eve and Maze get married. Now, before I deep dive the Lucifer fandom and saw all the behind the scenes stuff, and just was somebody that wanted to watch Lucifer, for those of you who don't know and haven't seen the video, because I needed some context for Crisis on Infinite Earths for The Flash. I was just somebody who sat, watched the episodes, enjoyed them, and at this point, I am swimming in the fandom. But after seeing Eve leave, I was like, I would be highly surprised if she doesn't return. Then there was rumors about her returning, and at this point it's been utterly confirmed, obviously in the trailer. But there was some pictures. I don't know if they were leaked or behind the scenes. But there is a motorcycle, and if you guys remember, Maze and Eve, rode a motorcycle. And it doesn't seem like anybody else would really fit this, but the plates had just married, and it's in connection with some scene with Maze, and also her separating from Lucifer. So I'm pretty sure Maze and Eve get back together, and then that leads to them actually, getting hitched and married. I'm gonna say this is pretty much 75%, if not higher. I'm putting it low, just because there is some doubt, very little doubt, but there are more likely and heavier evidences for number 2 and number 1. So it is very, very likely. I'd be surprised if it doesn't happen, but I'm going to give it about 75%, 75 to 80, that's going to happen. Now, Number two, I'm saying absolutely is going to happen, and I'd honestly be disappointed if it doesn't, based on the information, the things that we see. It could be a curveball, but it is Decker Star Wedding. Now, there's a few reasons why I am pining for this. Because one, I love me some Decker Star, but it would be a huge step of growth to outwardly say that he is utterly committed, because he has proven in every other way, in one way or another, that he is committed to Chloe. So taking that very human form of commitment would be something that I would like to see, and I think it's very, very likely on the grounds that there are multiple photos and videos of him without his ring and Chloe with the ring, but the ring being turned back to white. Now, for those of you who missed or don't remember, in season 5A, Lilith blew her immortal soul, or immortality, into this ring, and it turned black. The question is the immortality given to Chloe? Is the soul given to Maze? There's so many questions there, but the bottom line is, why does she have the ring and he does not? So there has to be some reason behind this. And while the just married stuff I do not think is connected with Lucifer and Cleo. Chloe, I think that it is highly likely, 95% likely, they are going to get married. Um, that leaves number one. Number one, I'm giving it 120%. You can only give 100%. I'm giving it 120% for no other reason that this is absolute. This is, in my mind, has already been confirmed, but a more concrete confirmation to the point that not only do we know it, but the people in the universe know it. And that is that Trixie knows Lucifer is the devil. I know some of you may think this is a cop-out. I know some of you may think that she already knew that. It's been established. Yes and no. It hasn't been 100% outright stated. So far, the evidence within the show is the pilot where, she asks, when he says that his name is Lucifer, like the devil, he says yes. And, an innocent young child takes the person for their word, because little kids can do that. So you have that starting base, but that can be easily dismissed. Easily dismissed. And then you have, when she is still very, very young, Maze showing her demon face. Which, yes, again, could be deniable, or could be something that would be shrugged off as a young child, but something that may have been in the back of her mind. And then you have, and this is something we have not seen, but we know that Maze watches Trixie. And that Maze makes her demon knives. Fake demon knives, but still. And it seems that she is basically teaching and imbuing upon her knowledge and skill as the master to the students. I'd be highly doubtful that Maze hasn't told her a bunch of stuff that probably Chloe does not want Trixie to know. So I do think that Trixie knows a lot and believes it just based on what Maze has said where we can't see it. But the nail in the coffin, and this is before we even get to Season 5B and Season 6, is two things. And one we will get back to. One is that Trixie, like most kids, like to do art and draw pictures, and, Chloe, she puts, as a proud parent, pictures on the refrigerator, and there's one of, we can assume is Lucifer, and, the whole red devil type motif that people think of when they think of Lucifer the devil, which amuses him apparently. But the other is in the Lilith flashback episode, where Maze tells her to get this story, and Lucifer's telling this story, and she isn't questioning why he was alive in the 40s. She's questioning little other things, like why is it all guys and stuff like that, but not how is he alive and this, that, and the other thing. So it shows that, those type of things that, oh, well, yeah, of course he was alive in the 40s, he's the devil, he's immortal, have already been accepted by her. And the fact that she went there alone, and yes, there is a safety net of, okay, well, Maze is in the elevator, I'm safe. Um, Still, she is in there alone with him, so obviously she doesn't fear him. But there has been a picture released, and this just confirms it. A new drawing from Trixie, and Chloe is looking at it. So now Chloe is seeing this picture and taking a second look. And it is Trixie and Lucifer. Lucifer basically looking like Lucifer, except the eye that's open is red. How does Trixie know Lucifer's eyes can turn red? It confirms it to me that she knows that he is the devil and that his eyes can turn red. Um, I don't really have any theories as to how at the current moment, but that is the top one, guys. Trixie knows Lucifer is the devil, and Chloe finds out. But what are you guys' thoughts on this? Do you think I'm completely off base on all of these? Are there some that you heard of, some that you haven't heard of, others that I missed? Leave a comment down below. For now, guys, this is Odogoo with Team Aonn. Remember to like, subscribe, check us out at teamaonn.com. We are going to be starting our episodes reviews when Season 5B drops. And as always, enjoy your fandom.